Welcome to Dubai Bigs podcast, the fascinating world we delve into with business and golf. I'm your host, Brian Smith, and today I have a very special guest with us, Kishore Jaichandani, who is the founder and the managing director of Caveat Capital, a litigation expert and funding advisory. Great to have you with us, Kishore.
Thank you, Brian. Pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. Well, look, I think you're obviously an SME in your industry and you've got a multitude of years working globally. So let's focus on the people who don't know what litigation funding is for a moment. Can you explain what is litigation funding and how does it work when someone connects with you and asks for help?
Litigation funding is mainly for the two class of industries. One is corporate business people, and the other is lawyers, law firms, barristers. If they have a legal case, then they can utilize this a tool to manage their working capital.
Thanks, Kishore. So just to summarize, litigation funding is effectively a methodology for business owners that have limited cash flow, that need to focus on business as usual and run their operations, and it enables a third party to fund the finance for a lawsuit which could effectively cripple their operations. However, this enables them to carry on business as usual, and you're able to acquire this funding through the win probability analysis that you create.
Yes, also this is a very different kind of asset class. This is a non-recourse funding.
Okay.
For example, if I'm a funder and I'm investing on your legal case, you will pay me back on my fee, which is going to be in multiple of investment, only if you win the case.
Okay.
And if you lose the case, it's completely my loss.
Okay.
So it's a different kind of asset class, different kind of funding mechanism, which is pretty common into developed world like UK, US, Australia, and growing into the other emerging markets.
Well, look, I think I know plenty of people that would like that service. So what is the market and growth prospects within the litigation industry then, Kishore?
Well, the market size is very good and is improving.
Yeah.
And if you see at present, the litigation funding investment market size is assessed at $17 billion. And in next 5 years, it's going to be more than double.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's growing very fast and it's very exciting. There are new players joining to this asset class and investing into it. For example, apart from the typical third-party litigation funders, there are new kind of investors joining this. For example, hedge fund, family office, pension fund. So it's
growth is good, yeah?
Growth is very good, and for us, it's from the advisory point of view, it's important to make sure that we give these kind of deals goes to the funders in a well-structured and well-prepared manner.
Okay, so look, that brings on to the next question perfectly. So how do you actually help your clients raise litigation funding successfully?
We make sure that the deal goes to funder in a ready-to-investment mode. So what we do is we convert the legal papers into a business case.
Okay.
Or let's say we convert legal case into business.
Hey, no, thanks for that overview. But I'm going to bring this back now to Dubai Bigs, because we're a golf society that does business on the golf course, right? And a lot of our members, they are, private equity, venture capitalists, family offices, through to business owners, managing directors and CEOs. Wide range of C-level executives that we have. How can you help them as Caveat Capital?
Certainly. See, if you as a businessman have a legal case, you need two main things: funding, to fund the legal case, and to cover the risk. Because most of the time, you don't know you're going to win the case or lose. And you're going to raise the case because someone has taken your rights or money in billions, and you need to spare extra few millions to run the case, and you don't know you're going to win or lose. So from where you got this money? So what we do is we arrange this funding
Yeah.
as well as risk cover. So we make sure that we prepare a right funding budget, right preparation of funding memo to the funders, and we arrange all the stakeholders. You need lawyers, you need working lawyers on a contingent basis, you need experts. So we make sure that we arrange everything which is required, and we do all the financial analysis, due diligence, and documentary work to be submitted to the funders to make sure that the case is ready to invest.
Okay, so give me some more specific information around, let's say there's a copyright dispute. You assist with this kind of legal case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other kind of cases that you specialize in that our members will know about through this podcast?
At present, we are doing IP-related case, blockchain case, property dispute case,
Okay.
construction dispute case, which is major in this Middle East.
Merger acquisitions?
I'm doing another case in New York, which is blockchain-related IP issue.
Yeah.
So any kind of
Okay.
legal case. Yeah. Apart from that, we do normal funding as well, but we are very selective and choosy for doing normal funding. Especially for the startups, we are very selective. The business case should be very sound and compelling. For example, we are raising funds for an Austrian company called Ignio, and they invited me to Austria last month, and their business model is very sound. It's blockchain asset tracking technology, and a couple of investors, couple of VCs has already shown interest in that.
Okay, so just to clarify, you also look at pre-seed, seed, Series A?
As I said, for these kind of startup, we are highly selective. We don't take up all. There's a crowd here, but yes, we take only the cases which are really compelling.
Good. Well, look, just so as a message to the audience, you know, Biggs is not just a golf society. We also support entrepreneurs. One of our aims is to help you navigate the complex world of a startup, and to bring you to trusted investors, to bring you to trusted validators of ideas, and someone who can do due diligence before you sit in front of an investor. So we help hold hands and lead you all the way through that door. So we have another investment expert within our society. So it's great to know. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Kishore, can you share an example where Caveat Capital have recently helped a client?
Yeah, sure. When it comes to litigation funding, most of the time the size is bigger. So recently we have been called by a big business house in Oman. They have raised a case for more than $800 million, and they called us for initial strategy development, how to raise the case, which lawyers to hire, which lawyer are available on contingent basis, funders, from where to get the funding, and which jurisdiction we should start with first, which is the easiest jurisdiction. For example, DIFC DIC is one of the easiest within the Middle East, and the other jurisdictions also was in question. So the question was to do DIFC first or other jurisdiction altogether. So a lot of complexities are there on a big size cases, so they are our client. The other big client is in US. I'm helping a client in New York, and next month we're going to file the case in New York court. It's a case of $330 million, and it's a blockchain related, IP related case.
Big numbers.
Yeah. There are other medium-sized cases also we deal with. It's a $50 million. Another case in New York, it's a software backdoor issue, and we're going to race into New York court. And the other one is a Saudi-related case. A Jafza client contacted me, so we helped them to raise funding. It's a $50 million case.
Look, fantastic. And it was great to hear about your clients, and there's huge numbers involved there. What about on the other side of this, which is the law firms? How do you help and support them?
Yeah, see, law firms, they always lack of finance exposure. So for litigation funding, they need to have another hat called finance hat, and this is where we work together. Now the most important question is which kind of case qualify for litigation funding and which kind of cases not. So we help lawyers to arrange funding and screening the case and analyzing the case. So in a nutshell, I will say if a case is valid and worth taking funding, there is always funding opportunities for that. Okay. So we help law firms to raise funding for their individual cases, portfolio cases, and we work together and we fill the finance gap, corporate finance gap, which lawyers are not finance people. So litigation funding requires combination of both skills, legal as well as finance. So we help lawyers to analyze the case, qualify the case, taking to the funders and helping them to raise funding. When it comes to raising fund from funders, the most important thing, we make sure that the lawyers get paid in time, because lawyers sometimes put their skin into the case and they are the one actually who really one of the main stakeholders to make the case win or lose.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's important for us to make sure the lawyers are getting paid sometime upfront or sometime on contingency or sometime on hybrid basis.
Yeah, we know they put a lot of work in and a lot of hours. We know they're a very stressful job. Well, look, I mean, from what I can see, the service you provide effectively stops businesses being brought to their knees by financials they can't budget for. So with these kind of numbers you've been telling me, you're effectively saving companies from going bankrupt by identifying financial relief.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a wise utilization of working capital.
Yeah.
Because even if you have funding to manage your legal cases, why don't you put the same money into your core business? Your core business is more important than struggling with legal cases, and you don't know where you're going to lose or win. So there is another way to manage your working capital, another way to utilize your funding on a right direction, and stay in peace, and funder will manage the risk.
I'm also pretty sure that your investors will enjoy the returns on investment that you bring to them as well when you win a lot of cases, right?
Of course, this is another angle that people invest into these kind of asset class. Traditionally and historically, a specific class of investors, which is called third-party funders, they invest into this asset class. But since now it's growing, the fundamental of litigation funding, or let's say legal finance, is growing into the world. And the important thing, and let's say interesting thing, is that this is uncorrelated asset class. There's no correlation. For example, what is happening into the courtroom or arbitration panel has nothing to do with any other financial market or any other asset class. So this is uncorrelated. So what's happening, like many investors, as I said, let's pension fund, hedge fund, they use this asset class as a hedge into their overall portfolio of funding.
So since we're talking about it, Kishore, litigation funding is not just for litigators. Where they can't afford the fees, it is also a financial tool for any law firm to recommend this. Can you tell me exactly why that is?
Yeah, sure. See, for any business or any law firm, cash is always king.
Yeah.
So the idea is that utilize your cash, if you have a legal case, into right direction. And another important thing is that businesses use this as a tool to manage their accounting. Like for example, if business are taking legal funding, so they can show in their balance sheet as off balance sheet item.
Yep.
So in the balance sheet there's no risk, and in the P&L there's no cost for raising litigation funding. So the EBITDA looks nice, looks better. So it helps the company when they do valuation, when they do M&A transaction, and sometimes if they want to raise funding or loan from bank, So most of the bank, they have covenants based on EBITDA. So it doesn't matter that it's a necessity or business requirement or it's a choice. So companies use this tool as a choice.
I see. Thank you. So lastly, there's a question which I know a lot of people will want to hear the answer to. Do you manage any kind of celebrities, any kind of super high clients?
Yes, as I said, I'm managing a high-profile case. It's a big business house conglomerate in Oman, and the business size is $1 billion, and they are raising case for more than $800 million.
Very big client.
Against one of the defendant.
Okay.
I can't name it.
Of course.
We have a NDA, of course.
And celebrities? What celebrities are you doing?
Yeah, when you say celebrity, yes, in our Dubai Bigs, we have celebrity called Aaron Lilly. Yeah. He's an ex-English cricketer, and he contacted me. Yeah. And he has some cases, and he wanted to work with me. Okay. So interesting to be part of Dubai Bigs and doing business.
Fantastic. Yeah, we've got quite a few ex-professional sports people joining us recently, footballers, cricketers, golfers. So that's growing quite a lot, and we hope to get a lot more. Maybe more business will come your way from them.
Lovely.
Okay. Well, look, thanks very much for coming along. I think we're getting to the end of our questions there, and I've really enjoyed our time chatting and getting to understand more about Caveat Capital. But most importantly, to get to know you a little bit better. So thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you very much, Brian. It was a nice conversation. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So look, I think lastly, quick message to the audience. Dubai Bigs is a golf society to drive business. So if you're interested in meeting some of the most influential people within the UAE, come join us. Reach out to our team, and we play once a month around the UAE golf courses. We get great rates, fantastic prizes, and we help you grow your business. So the next round of golf will be on the 23rd of October at Montgomery's. We hope you join us, and we hope you join this ecosystem and help you tee up your business. Thank you.